Hi. We want to discuss about the Syria and the withdrawal of United States soldiers from Syria and how it's going to affect the Syrian administration and the neighboring countries' status. Now, the Syrian status is very much related or is very much parallel with the Afghanistan in 2000 or after 2001 US invasion. After the US invasion, at that moment, Bush administration has considered that it's enough. There are some number of US soldiers in and around Kabul, and now they can do whatever they want. We are not going to do anything. At that moment, once the US has invaded Kabul, they bombed some elsewhere or around Kabul. But they didn't do actually good enough to terminate all the terrorist activities. Now, US, once invaded Afghanistan, these terrorists has escaped to Pakistan and the mountains area between the Pakistan and Afghanistan border. It gives them a heaven safe to protect themselves. After US has left, they have started to grow their or re-emerge and grow their stance on ground. With the opium fields and illegal or illicit businesses, they grow their financial resources, which automatically grow the number of terrorists, and they start to invade again the cities or the states in Afghanistan, and they started to control around there again. And then the US came in. Now they were with the soldiers and also with the coalitions. Then they have terminated mostly. Now they are talking with Al-Qaeda or Taliban to withdraw the US soldiers with some conditions from Afghanistan. Now, since it is, and Americans again decided to withdraw from Syria within a year, we want to put it under the lens and see how this might affect, if terrorists might re-emerge, and how the neighboring countries might be affected from this withdrawal. Now, it is for sure that Americans' withdrawal means that there will be a power vacuum. Why America wants to do this? Like in 2001, they were prior to Iraq invasion also. They consider that the utmost important threat is Iraq, and they withdraw all the soldiers from the Afghanistan, put it to Iraq, and then they invade Iraq, and they neglect Afghanistan. Now their primary target is China and Russia, so they are now withdrawing not only from Afghanistan, but they are now withdrawing from Syria, and they are also withdrawing a great number of soldiers from Iraq. And they want to position them around China. Now, this is only to put pressure to China. We understand this, but it also has a resemblance what they have done in 2002, 2003 in Afghanistan. And then how the terrorists emerge from that point. But the circumstances now here are a little bit different than in Afghanistan. Indeed, there will be a power vacuum, and now there are strong countries like Turkey, Iran, around Syria. They have all some kind of interest within, I will say, Syria. So we are expecting that Turkey is going to increase the interest and increase the efficiency within northern Syria because of the power vacuum that will take place most likely within a year. Turkey is trying to achieve a safe zone, which is in depth somehow between 30 kilometers to 70 kilometers in depth from the Turkish border into the south of Syria, 70 kilometers, and throughout all the borders. Now, United States will agree with this. There is only one condition, that is about the PKK and YPG terrorists. Despite the fact that US recognize PKK as a terrorist, but they don't recognize the YPG as a terrorist, despite the fact there's organic links between these two groups. Now, this is US status, their position. Of course, these are both things. I mean, they are just wearing one I mean, they are wearing the dress of PKK, the next day they are wearing the dress of YPG, it doesn't mean that the body inside is different. It's the same body with only different dress. And US already knows this, and most of the statesmen, the congressmen recognize this already. But somehow they have to protect their interests. They cannot allocate manpower there, so they have to use this YPG and PKK in order to protect their own interests. So they are asking, or they are enforcing Turkey to, okay, they might agree with the zone, however, they have to protect the Kurds, the PKK there. Now, Turkey, of course, is not in favor of this. Still, negotiations are ongoing. While negotiations are ongoing, we are seeing that Iran is increasing their proximity group efficiency over there in northern Syria, which is also going to create some kind of conflicts between Turkey and Iran in that regard, including Syria, because Syria and Iran is well good enough, but Syria is not good enough with Turkey. Now, our projection is this. Once there's a power vacuum, always it creates an environment for the terrorists to re-emerge and recover. That's going to take place. But their first stance is like stand and expand. So what they are going to do, they will not attack any others, but they are going to only develop the economical gains from the regions in terms of illicit business. And then they will try to only attack the groups. For that purposes, Turkey, we think that is going to establish the safe zone, and I believe also as a Turk also, I believe we have the right to do so, to protect our own people from these terrorists and these risks. If the United States can do it some kilometers away from the other part of the world, as a neighboring country with 800 kilometers or 1,000 kilometers border, we have a natural right to do so, and I don't know why we are still asking this to the United States. It's our right, we have to. And we have to go into the south of Syria, 70 kilometers, maybe 100 kilometers, who cares, as far as we have the security there. Iran is going to also go into that too. Since they don't have a natural border, they have to use their own proximity groups in order to balance the position of status over there. Al-Assad is going to regain his power because most of the Arab nations is going to start opening their embassies. This is what we are projecting within 2019 and 20. But they will not also confront to Turkey because also they want to remain good relations intact with Turkey. So we think that Turkey is going to increase their military activities in the northern Syrian, despite the fact that there might be, and most likely it will be, an economic crisis in Turkey. The army, the Turkish army, will not withdraw from northern Syria, with no possibility, in my opinion also. Thank you for watching us, and stay tuned with us.